'Twas the night before Yuletide, and all through the glen, not a creature was stirring, not a fox, not a hen. A mantle of snow shone brightly that night as it lay on the ground, reflecting moonlight. The fairies were nested all snug in their trees, unmindful of flurries and a chilly north breeze. The elves and the gnomes were down in their burrows, sleeping like babes in their soft earthen furrows. When lo, the earth moved with a thunderous quake, causing chairs to fall over and dishes to break. The little folks scrambled to get on their feet, then raced to the river where they usually meet. What happened? They wondered, they questioned, they probed. As they shivered in night clothes, some bare-armed, some robed. What caused the earth's shudder? What caused her to shiver? They all spoke at once as they stood by the river, that what to their wondering eyes would appear but a shining gold light in the shape of a sphere. It blinked and it twinkled, it winked like an eye, then it flew straight up and was lost in the sky. Before they could murmur, before they could bustle, there emerged from the crowd with a swish and a rustle a stately old crone with her hand on a cane, resplendent in green with a flowing white mane. As she passed by them, the old crone's perfume, smelling of meadows and flowers abloom, made each of the fey folk think of the spring when the earth wakes from slumber and the birds start to sing. My name is Gaia, the old crone proclaimed in a voice that at once was both wild and tamed. I've come to remind you, for you seem to forget, that Yule is the time of rebirth, and yet I see no hearth fires, hear no music, no bells. The air isn't filled with rich, fragrant smells of baking and roasting and simmering stews, of cider that's mulled or other hot brews. There aren't any children at play in the snow or houses lit up by candles' glow. Have you forgotten, my children, the fun of celebrating the rebirth of the sun? She looked at the fey folk, her eyes going round as they shuffled their feet and stared at the ground. Then she smiled the smile that brings light to the day. Come, my children, she said, let's play. They gathered the mistletoe, gathered the holly, threw off the drab and drew on the jolly. They lit a big bonfire and they danced and they sang. They brought out the bells and clapped when they rang. They strung lights on the trees and bows, oh so merry, in colors of cranberry, bayberry, cherry. They built giant snowmen and adorned them with hats, then surrounded them with snowbirds and snowcats and bats. Then just before dawn, at the end of their fest, before they went homeward to seek out their rest, the fey folk they gathered round their favorite oak tree and welcomed the sun neath the tree's finery. They were just reaching home when it suddenly came. The gold light returned like an arrow-shot flame. It lit on the treetop where they could see from afar. The golden light sphere turned into a star. The old crone just smiled at the beautiful sight. Happy Yuletide, my children, she whispered. Good night. The poem was authored by C.C. Williford. Welcome to the Psychic Eye Bookshop Yule Ritual Circle. My name is Robert Cabot Baggani, and I am a Cabot priest. We're gathered here tonight to celebrate Yule, the winter solstice. It's the second Sabbath in the witch's wheel of the year. It's also the longest night of the year. This season of Yule will go through till January 1st. Since the summer solstice in June, the sun has been losing its strength. That's why the days are shorter and the darkness of night comes early. Moving forward, the sun is going to grow in strength and the days are going to get a little longer until we reach the summer solstice in June of 2020, and then the whole cycle will repeat itself. Tonight we mark the end of the dark half of the year, ruled by the Holly King. At sunrise on December 23rd, we begin the light half of the year, ruled by the Oak King. From here, the days will become longer and the light of the sun becomes stronger. We harness that symbolic light within us to keep us safe during these next few months of winter. This symbolic light gives us powerful energy for regeneration, renewal, and self-reflection. We celebrate the energy of the moon goddess. We strive to cherish all that we have in our lives and all the good that we see in our fellow men. Yule is an awakening within ourselves, and that brings loved ones together. We acknowledge our connection to each other, our connection to the wheel of the year, and our connection to our place on this planet that we call Mother Earth. It also gives us connection to the ancient traditions of tonight's Sabbath, Yule. Now, let us cleanse this sacred space throughout and within. I anoint myself in the name of the God and the goddess. Please rise. I anoint you in the name of the God and the goddess. I anoint you in the name of the God and the goddess. I anoint you in the name of the God and the goddess. I anoint you in the name of the God and the goddess. I anoint you in the name of God and the goddess. I anoint you in the name of the God and the goddess. I anoint you in the name of God and the goddess. In the name of God and the goddess. I anoint you in the name of the God and the goddess.
Sweep the circle of all incorrect and unwanted energies.
I anoint you
Sweep the circle
in the name of the
all
God
incorrect
and the
unwanted
goddess.
energies. I sweep the
I
circle
anoint you
of all
in
incorrect
the name of the
and
God
unwanted energies.
and the goddess.
I sweep the circle of
I
all
anoint
incorrect
you in the name of the God
energies.
and the goddess. I anoint you in the name of the God and the goddess. Let the quiet rays of the cold, cold moon wash over you tonight as we venture forth into the screens of our minds, as Hollis leads us in meditation to clear, cleanse, and guide us into sacred ritual. Please be seated.
Just sit comfortably. You don't need to do anything super special. Let's begin by taking a deep breath in and out. You can keep your eyes open, you can keep your eyes closed. Take another deep breath in and out. As we breathe in, we allow the air to fill us inside and expand our lungs. And as we breathe out, we release tension and relax deeper and deeper. Breathing in and breathing out. And we bring our focus to this moment. We go deeper and deeper, step by step within our minds. We are relaxed, we are calm, we are alert, and we allow the screen of our mind to materialize this image. And we stay in our mind's eye. We begin to notice our surroundings. Deep night has arrived. We are near the edge of a thick forest. Overhead in the vast sky, stars are shining brightly. We breathe in the cool night air, and as we exhale, we see our breath mingle with the night. There's a twinkling in the shadows between the trees, and we can see that the fairies of the forest are there to guide us. We begin to move forward, our feet treading upon newly fallen snow. And though the wind is softly blowing, we are not cold as we pull our heavy cloaks around us and feel their warmth. The trees become thicker and thicker, and we inhale deeply the scent of pine. We hear the cry of an owl off in the distance. Although it is dark, we know the forest is full of life. There are trees and shadows all around us, but we are not afraid. We move with a purpose. The bright full moon illuminates our path. As you pass by a massive tree, you reach out to touch the rough bark and can feel the richness of life. The strength of nature flows beneath your fingers. The path begins to slope downwards. We can sense the nocturnal animals in the woods watching and following us. We can hear them rustling just beyond our sight, and they too can feel the energy of this night. As we approach our sacred hollow, the sounds of the forest fall away. The wind dies down. The snow seems suspended in the air. There is a stillness. In the center of the hollow is the great stag of the forest, his antlers rising majestically from his crown. He stares at us as we gather along the edge. He commands us. We bow our heads and show him our respect. With a burst of energy and strength, he turns and leaps through the trees and goes deep within the woods. We form our circle. We are centered. We are grounded. We are one with the earth. We breathe in. We breathe out. We open our eyes and begin.
It is time, brothers and sisters, to gather into our circle to celebrate the Yule Sabbath and the rebirth of the sun. The mother has labored long in silence, and now in the darkness of night she brings forth her son, the child of promise. We call him Cernunnos. He is the great stag of the wild wood, the divine, masculine, and he lives within each of us. His strength and virility will enable us to survive the long winter months ahead. He will lend us warmth and protection so we can be reborn. A new year awaits. We will come forth into our new selves as the child of the sun grows in power to reignite our lives with divine light. Out from the darkness comes light, new beginnings and new hopes for the new year. And now, we honor the Holly King on this longest night at the winter solstice. Let us honor the Holly King as he turns over his scepter to the Oak King so that the wheel of the year continues, so that the darkness can surrender to the light. I cast this circle to protect us from any and all positive and negative energies and forces that may come to do us harm. The circle is cast, so shall it be.
So shall it be. Grail, Earth Dragon of the North, we welcome you to the sacred circle from your hidden caverns and domain. Welcome.
Welcome.
Fafnir, Fire Dragon of the East, we welcome you into the sacred circle. From the lava and magma of your domain, welcome.
Welcome.
Saurus, Air Dragon of the South, we welcome you into the sacred circle from the highest clouds of your domain. Welcome.
Welcome.
Nell Young, Water Dragon of the West, we welcome you to this sacred circle from the deepest ocean of your domain. Welcome.
Welcome.
And to the spirit of the wildwood, the divine masculine, watching and protecting over us, whether it be the light of day or the dark of night, we welcome you into this sacred space. This is Terra, the sacred land of sovereignty that exists in the here and now. This is Avalon, the land of our ancestors, where we too will reside in due time. I am sovereign in this space.
We are sovereign in this space.
Sovereign in this space. I anoint this candle with the energies of the great Celtic goddess Branwen, whose name alone means blessed raven. I strike this candle with the light of the sacred Celtic goddess Branwen, mother of the cauldron of rebirth. I anoint this candle with the energies of the great Celtic god Bran, brother to Branwen. I strike this candle with the light of the great Celtic god Bran, guardian of the cauldron of rebirth that brings dead warriors back to life. I draw down into this blade all of the most correct and harmonious energies of the universe. I bless and stir these waters, the waters of life. a libation to the gods and ancient ones. Ishkaba!
Ishkaba!
I light this candle with all the most correct and powerful energies of the season. Let's strike this candle. The light of Yule. As the darkness of winter surrenders to the light and the Holly King suffers a fatal blow from the Oak King, we honor the passing of the torch. Not only in the celestial heavens with the turning of the wheel, but within us. May we soon be reignited with the burning fire that fuels our energies to carry us forth in our own transformations. The Oak King is reborn in each of us. May his light carry us through until the Holly King returns to continue the natural cycle and order of the seasons. May this spell grant us prosperity and abundance in the harvests we create for ourselves in the coming year. May the light of the newborn sun god nourish the fields we travel so we may not walk in barren wastelands of despair. Queen of life, we thank you for bringing the newborn sun god forth, so that life throughout and within shall reemerge with the coming spring. May this Yule spell be correct and for the good of all. I send this Yule spell out into the universe to do our bidding.
These are the spells that we intone, flesh to flesh and bone to bone, sinew to sinew and vein to vein. Everything is whole again, out of the marrow and into the bone, out of the bones and into the blood, out of the blood and into the flames, out of the veins and into the flesh, out of the flesh and into the worms, by the power of land,
Sky,
See,
these spells are bound only to us. In no way will these spells reverse or place upon us any curse. As we will it,
So
so shall it be.
Great Goddess Branwen, thank you for your presence here tonight. Great God, Bran, thank you for your presence here tonight. The golden ring is the ring of the sun, never ending and never undone. The Holly King gives way to the Oak King's return. His death and birth does turn and turn. The golden ring is the ring of the sun, never ending and never undone. The holly leaf does prickle and sting, the red berry colors his brow. The Holly King's ending is now. Green is the fire, red is the cold, black to entwine, white to unfold. The red berry colors his brow, the Holly King's ending is now. The holly leaf does prickle and sting. So is the power of the golden ring.
Grail, Earth Dragon of the North, I release you and thank you for your presence here tonight. Thank you.
Nelyon, Water Dragon of the West, I release you and thank you for coming here tonight.
Saurus, Air Dragon of the South, I release you and thank you for your presence here tonight.
Fafnir, Fire Dragon of the East, I release you and thank you for your presence here tonight.
Into the spirit of the wild wood, guardian, father, protector, and light, thank you for your presence here tonight. This circle is undone. But the magic created here tonight will never be broken as we send it out into the universe to do our bidding. Merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again. Please be seated. I would like to thank Mary and Chris of the Psychic Eye Bookshop for their support in our Sabbath rituals. I would also like to thank my Cabot family for helping me to officiate this Yule Ritual tonight, and I want to thank all of you for attending our celebration. As Cabot witches, we believe that the use of magic is about taking control of your own life. When we practice magic, we turn away from loneliness and separation of sheer idle existence, and we return to a place of peace and integration within ourselves and where we fit in on Mother Earth. Magic is a very personal ritual. Magic comes with a great deal of responsibility. You know, the psychic abilities that we are all born with, they can be developed to work to our benefit and to the benefit of those around us. That's where the responsibility for our actions comes into play, and it's very important. So when you leave here tonight, think about what feels right for you. What feels right for the people around you, those you love, those that you see every day. What lights your path? What gives you strength in the darkness? Do you need to renew that light within you? I hope the Yule log or Yule tree that you light during this season is a reminder that you alone can breathe fire back into your life to empower your spirit in hopes of seeing our world through the innocent eyes of the children that we once were. May you carry the light of the newborn sun with you out into the universe. Be a beacon for those people out there that are still walking in darkness. This concludes our Psychic Eye Yule Ritual Circle. Blessed Yule to you all.
Blessed Yule.